Folks, welcome back to the show where it is not wrestling with your budget. It is not wrestling with your conscience. It is wrestling with emotion. And unless you're at, brunch with your Aunt Sally or hanging in with Hangover, it's time to bash in Berlin. Just an hour or two away here from WWE action. We got 5 great matches, of course, brought to you by the region's premier sports entertainment destination, Batavia Downs. Fun all weekend, fun all fall. Let's get our crew in here. You know him, you love him. Debatable. He is the prophet, Rob Ryan. We got a man who's never too pumped for WWE action, McAdoo. We got the Mark of Markingtons, Ali, and we got the head of the Wrestling Emotion table, Ali. Gents, how are we feeling as we get ready to bash in Berlin, Rob?
Well, I mean, I was feeling great. Whoa. I was feeling great.
When did he start climbing up the ranks?
My best Seth Rollins laugh.
All right. Well, I was feeling great until now. 2 things. First, debatable for people loving me. That's not debatable. Everyone loves.
It's very debatable. You know what?
Second, Parthy, are you and McAdoo trying to cut me off? This is my show. You better learn soon.
I was merely trying to correct Maniac. He's gotten 1 year older as of today, so maybe he's getting a little up there in his memory.
It was as of yesterday.
I thought I said Parthy was the head of the table.
No, I said Ali. The head of the table, Ali.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't take a brain to know that Ali's not the head of the table. He's barely.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
This is whoa. Wait, but Maniac, not telling lies. You're just like CM Punk.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Parthy is not the head of the table.
Well, he's got the juice.
I have the best pick record. That makes me the head of the table. You can deny it all you want, false prophet.
Wow. Oh, that said, WWE in Germany for SmackDown, I feel like they put on kind of an extra good SmackDown. That was a banger.
Yeah, it was good, and I just muted Parthy. His communication is cut off for now. But yeah, it was a good SmackDown. Surprising, really, because usually the pre-recorded ones, the night before a international PLE isn't the greatest, but we had a couple surprises. Bayley came back. Supposedly Cody's knee is injured. It was pretty good SmackDown.
Cody's knee is the exact same thing they were doing with Seth Rollins, back and stuff. It's just an added storyline to the reign, etc.
Didn't they do that with his Brock storyline?
Yeah, there's always a storyline of he's getting hurt or something.
It's he had a broken arm.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Oh my God,
that was Brock.
He got thrown into a garage door and broke his arm. that was crazy. Yeah, but good SmackDown. I guess I didn't watch, but I saw the Ludwig confront for the U.S. Open Challenge, LA Knight. Sorry,
I was just shocked. Just add on that. I was shocked that it wasn't Vinci. I thought he would have been the one that comes back, but
fuck Vinci.
He's doing his own thing. He's developing his own character. Do you see the vignettes?
This is the epitome of class, and you just can't accept that. That's what it is.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. I'm so jealous of class. Just so jealous of his pedigree. All right. With that said, as we get into Bash in Berlin, I don't know. It feels a little weird. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in this pay-per-view. The only thing that actually seems like it's going to change to me are the non-title pictures. The titles just feel like they're up because they're kind of obligated to be up, would be my take on these pay-per-views and these PLEs. But anyone else got any thoughts before we head into Bash in Berlin picks?
I think it's just building. It's just a PLE just to get to Bad Blood, because we're going to see a lot of these rematches at Bad Blood.
Yeah, not unlike All Out, but at least All Out kind of had some good stories that developed and kind of formed on the way. I mean, so I don't know. So we'll see.
Is Bad Blood going to be their equivalent of Hell in a Cell around that time?
Yes.
What they would do? Cool, because if we're going to see a lot of repeats at Bad Blood of this card, it's unless you look at it at that Hell in a Cell preview kind of thing, we don't really know what Bad Blood is yet. So we'll see, I guess. But this 5-match card in Germany, raucous crowd, you got to love these international crowds. So should be a good lead up if Bad Blood is all it's supposed to be.
Somehow Solo is going to get back into the title picture, even though he doesn't deserve to be in the title picture. For Bad Blood, they're going to run back almost the same thing with Reigns interference, but then they're going to pull the trigger at Bad Blood, and the final boss is going to be revealed as the invisible hand behind the Bloodline 2.0 setting up Survivor Series. Well, because it's weird, because like Bad Blood is supposed to be like a payoff, right?
Yeah.
Of the storyline. So I think that you pay off Cody, Solo, and everything there, and then you start the official Bloodline Civil War going into Survivor Series at that moment, essentially.
Final boss in ATL. I mean, that would be
Final boss. Final boss just loves like showing up and playing like it's the biggest thing ever. ATL is just big enough to get the final boss. And so is Bad Blood for sure. All right. With that said, again, any last notes, Barthy?
Kevin Owens and possibly Solo again are just going to be placeholders until we get around to the Randy Orton turn, because I don't think there's that many other title contenders other than Roman Reigns, which they're going to hold off that Cody Roman rematch until something big like maybe the Royal Rumble or something. But yeah, this is all just interesting placeholders and a little bit of intrigue with whatever KO whispered in Cody's ear. Maybe we'll get that answer on like the sit-down interview or something that happens before on the pre-show. Maybe Cody will reveal to us, maybe on the show after. But they're doing their best to create some intrigue without, a long overarching storyline, at least for Cody. Certainly the Bloodline has that, and they've always had that. But until Roman gets back and we get that going back again and start recruiting all the troops back and, everybody starts, forgiving each other for their past transgressions and, okay, let's go after this new Bloodline. It's basically a bit of a holding pattern. They're doing an okay job of it with giving us other stuff. But right now it's sort of at least SmackDown is sort of in a mixed area, I would say.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, speaking of mixed area, let's get into it. We got 5 matches on the card for Bash in Berlin. Picks brought to you by Batavia Downs, the region's premier entertainment destination. So let's get into it first. We got probably one of the more toss-up matches. I don't know. Parthy will probably tell me different. So the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn champions versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. So this storyline has definitely gone on longer than most anticipated. Typically, like if you think back to the Y2 AJ or, some of the other storylines, they like to do these little tag teams, have them blow off pretty quickly, and then set up a 1v1 feud, whereas that's kind of been delayed here. With that said, I think the Unholy Union wins. Slark, what do you got?
Delay that one-on-one feud even more, Maniac, because I'm going to go with Bianca and Jade to take the belts back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think this one's got to end sooner rather than later. I think they need to get the titles back on Bianca and Jade so then they can lose it again, and then they start the build probably towards WrestleMania. So I'm going Bianca and Jade.
WrestleMania?
Where else? What else is there between now and then for a match like Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill?
How many one-on-one matches has Cargill had? She hasn't had a one-on-one match at a PLE. She's going to go to Mania?
Kind of crazy that she hasn't had a one-on-one match at a PLE, and she was like 46 and
yeah, but you're not gonna have Bianca Jade at a non-Big Four.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I mean, we all know the CM Punk and Jade Cargill transplants have been disappointing for WWE. That's just a fact. So yeah. Anyways, all right, McAdoo. No, I know you agree, McAdoo. So yeah, let's do it. What do you got?
I was going to ask Slick, which head are you thinking with for your pick? Are you thinking with this head or a certain other one?
PG brother.
I'm taking the Unholy Union. I just don't see Bianca and Jade taking them off. Taking the title off of
the record, me and Jade are done.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Have you looked at Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill? Have you looked at them? Because they are going to win. If they don't win, that's insulting. It's insulting.
There we go.
They're not. They only lost the tag titles because they wanted to give Alba Fire and Isla Dawn they wanted to put them over in their home country and give them a nice little run, defend it a couple times maybe. But ultimately, Bianca and Jade were not pinned in that match for a reason, to keep them strong so that they can get their titles back whenever they were good and ready. If Bianca and Jade are going to finish as a team, it's gonna One of them's going to turn on the other. Some saying Bianca needs a heel turn, but no, she's too good with merchandise and the kids and everything. Jade's more of the heel type of character. Whichever way they choose to go with it, when they break up, it's going to have to be in spectacular fashion, and it's going to be like when they lose the tag titles. But they got to get the tag titles back in order for that to happen.
Well, I am so, but why can't it be at a PLE in an international country in a huge arena with a mistake in a championship match? Why do they have to win it all the way back just to lose it again? That's why I'm so confused. You guys are making it
because that's the story. When one turns on each other, it's got to cost them something more than just their friendship. It's got to cost them the tag titles.
And now they have backup. Whereas let's just think of the matches they've had. They had the triple threat at the international one just to get the Unholy Union the titles in their home country. Then in Cleveland, SmackDown before SummerSlam, Blair Davenport interrupted, and now they have Naomi back on their side. So now it's all even, and they're going to win the titles back.
All right. Well, I guess that's that. You guys are all on the superpowers, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I think it's a little bit less obvious than that. With that said, let's get into the next match. Now, this is going to be a surprise. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Championship. The reason this is here, does anybody have Kevin Owens winning the WWE Undisputed Championship?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to wait till the end of time, Ali, because we all knew you were kidding. With that said, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. I'm thinking this is over. This is like 18 to 22 minutes. Probably some crazy spots, pop-up power bombs on like the apron. Give me the whole whamboozle. But Cody ultimately retaining. Let's go around the horn and just get the thoughts on this match. We all have Cody, but what you're expecting to see, Rob.
I'm thinking some more hints at the KO turn. I do think we all talk about Randy, but I don't think Randy's coming as soon as people think, just because of what's been going on the last few months with his theme song. He finally's having them sing it. He's not going to turn heel now. So I think he's going to turn heel eventually, but I think KO turns heel first. And I think we get KO Cody again at Bad Blood. Obviously, Solo's in the picture, but remember, Roman's coming back in 2 weeks. So he's not going to allow Solo to get another title shot.
The KO turn's either going to happen tonight or on Friday. I just don't see them prolonging it any further than Friday. It just has to happen sooner than later.
I don't get why isn't KO already heel? He's challenging Cody. He's just pretending to be a good guy. Like you guys.
No, Cody offered it to him, and he was forced to
Yeah, but
yes.
I don't want it.
You guys have never seen The Usual Suspects. The greatest thing the devil ever did was convince everyone they didn't exist, and that's exactly what Kevin Owens has done to all of you. He's convinced you doesn't exist.
He's showing
the
signs
for Bad Blood. That's when Kevin turns.
He's been showing the signs kind of. It's almost Hangman-esque with Kenny Omega and the Bucks, like showing those signs that he's going to turn at some point with the title. He was about to hit Cody with the title and then runs past to the ropes.
I think he turns after.
He wanted to quickly hand Cody his title back and then also challenge the two superstars on the ramp. That's what he wanted.
I think he turns after the match. I think KO's gonna congratulate him, the typical hands up and then attack. That he's pissed that he lost again.
I want everyone's opinion on this. Is there some form of interference in this match in any regard?
Not until it's over.
Yeah.
Expect the Bloodline to come in and just wreck shop after when Cody and KO, they had the little tension, and then they finally shake hands very slowly, and it's all buddy, and then Solo and the Bloodline come in and wreck shop. And that's how Solo challenges Cody. Regardless of whenever Roman Reigns is coming back, Solo looks like he wants next in line. When he calls his shot, that means he's next in line, regardless of whether we want it or not, whether we've seen it before or not. I know, Ali, it's yawn-inducing to have Solo challenge Cody again, but what are you going to do?
It's kind of lame.
Solo gets what he wants.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter his win-loss record.
It's like, did Michael Jordan's kid get a scholarship to UNC? Because that's what it feels like with Solo Sikoa getting these, two
wins and losses matter, says the guy who went on a trip.
Yeah, wasn't there literally a whole rant on that after WrestleMania for this purpose? But But yeah, all right. So we all got Cody in that match. Tuck that one away. Let's get into the next. You like that, Busty? Sometimes you got to be on head on a swivel
Sometimes
here
you
in
gotta
the
focus on the fine
production.
print.
Yeah, but let's get into it. This is going to be a doozy. Probably going to be a spot fest, and it's going to be one to watch. The Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. They're 12 years apart in age. Versus the Judgment Day, Dirty Dom, Mysterio, and Liv Morgan. Parthy, why don't you start us off and educate us? What's going to happen here? Well, what are you laughing about?
Is that true? They're 12 years apart.
Wait, who are
They are 12 years apart.
Damian
Yeah, Damian's old.
Yeah, I mean, I think Damian's like 41 and Rhea's
There's
29.
no way Damian's 41.
Yeah, he's
No,
old.
Yeah, he's in his 40s.
He is. He's been around.
Bro, what was
Punishment
it? Punishment
Martinez.
Martinez, dude. He's been around.
Yeah, he's
Holy
been
shit,
around
he
a
is.
lot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
I think equally shocking in that though is that Rhea Ripley's 29 because
Yeah,
she's
that
now
is
but
wild.
she was in didn't she get called up to like main event mania like 4 to 6 years ago? Like, so that was like before she was 25. Like, that's fucking crazy, dude. You're getting called up to main event mania against Asuka like 2
Well,
weeks.
just wait till it's Tiffy time at this year's Mania.
I was gonna say,
I will wait. I will wait.
I mean,
Rob.
Mariah May
James
just
Dragon is my age, and I'm 24.
Mariah May's championship reveal fell flat though, and you know that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, she looked great, but
Fell flat.
it
fell
did fall flat. There
All right.
wasn't much aura. to it.
Educate us, head of the table. What's going to happen with the
Yeah,
Terror
educating shit.
today?
Well, I mean, first things first, it's the Judgment Day. So this match is going to come down to one word.
Shenanigans! Shenanigans! Shenanigans!
It's going to be shenanigans all the way through. I mean, first off, you have to remember Damian still has someone looking over, basically, that he has to worry about that he's not contending with in this match. Finn Balor says, when you least expect it, I'm going to stab you in the back. And I expect him to do some form of that with Carlito and JD McFish, JD McRib, whatever we're calling him these days. And also, Rhea, some might argue that Rhea needs to pin Liv in order to get her justification for a championship rematch. But remember, Rhea's not some up-and-comer. She's already a former world champion and a formidable one at that. I don't think she needs to pin Liv in order to justify calling her shot and saying, give me a title match. The women's division, at least on Raw, I don't think is not as deep as we would want it to be as far as for top title contenders for legitimate people that could, women that could be world champions. So I don't think Rhea needs to pin Liv in order to get that at Bad Blood, which is, I predict is going to be in Hell in the Cell to finish this whole Rhea revenge tour as it is. But I mean, they only just got betrayed at SummerSlam. It would be a little bit too soon for them to get their revenge on Dom and Liv this soon. I think there's a good chance that Rhea gets her riptide on Dominic, but then that's too much of a distraction. Like Roman hitting Seth with the chair at WrestleMania, and that distracts him too much, and Cody, takes his opportunity and wins the title. I think there's a chance we might see a riptide on Dominic that they've been teasing the last few weeks, but then Liv takes advantage. She rolls her up, grabs the tights, puts her feet on the ropes, the ref doesn't see, whatever, and gets her 1, 2, 3 in a cheap way. Or maybe Finn stabs, Damian in the back, and Dom gets a 1, 2, 3 on him. But remember, Rhea cannot pin Dom. The WWE rules say that men can't pin women and vice versa. So maybe Rhea hits the riptide and kind of forgets that for a second, like she wants to pin Dom, but referee waves that off. Oh no, you can't do that. So there's arguments for this match to go either way, but I'm leaning towards Dom and Liv picking up the win by hook or crook this time.
I gotta go with the dirty boy Dom and my girl. She just doesn't know it yet. Liv Morgan. I don't think it's time for them to get their comeuppance. Honestly, I could see a Hell in a Cell in Bad Blood, but I still think this feud is going to go on for a while, and I'm ready for it, hopefully, because if you take the title off Liv, I feel like the new Judgment Day just instantly fades into obscurity. But if you take some time with them, they'll actually become somewhat more of a legitimate force. I mean, they have JD McDonough, for God's sake. Like, let's get real here. They're not very threatening yet. So if we can turn them into a threatening force, which is going to take some time, I think the Judgment Day is going to win because the new Judgment Day is going to win because of that.
All right, McAdoo, you got some breaking news over there, or something happened in NASCAR?
No, I'm just trying to set my betting picks. I really want the Terror Twins. I want to say Terror Twins, but it's not going to happen. I unfortunately, it's going to be the Dude Wipe Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan getting it done, and it's just going to piss off everyone and further this feud down the road.
Gotta love McAdoo bringing some heat. All right, Profit, follow that up, bitch.
What did you just say to me?
You're a bitch. That's what he said. BITCH.
All right, well that's better. People don't disrespect me here. But so Judgment Day is gonna get the victory just because it doesn't make any sense because Damian or Rhea does not need the win here. It needs to build feuds up to like what I was saying, Bad Blood, where we're gonna see Finn and Damian, and obviously we're gonna see Rhea and Liv. I think Finn costs Damian and Rhea here. Obviously we get Judgment Day to win. And then we'll have a feud of Damian Finn and Rhea Liv.
All right, Rob, you had your moment. I'm sorry, Rob. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. All right, with that said,
this is for you, buddy.
Oh, geez. Are they happy or sad? All right, with that said, what?
I haven't picked.
Oh, you didn't pick yet. Lock in. And I didn't pick either.
Oh yeah.
Bye-bye, bitch.
I mean, I'm not sure who the. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna go with Liv and Dom and Ali. I know you say Liv's your girl, dude, but I saw an alternate angle of that SummerSlam kiss the other day, and your girl was using an awful lot of tongue with Dom, dude. For a married,
she is very dedicated to the character.
For a married man, he better be careful. But hey, I ain't judging. He's living the dream. But they pick up the win today. And I think along the lines of, I think Parthy said it, Rhea and Liv go into a grudge match at Bad Blood, maybe Hell in a Cell, as Parthy said, I believe. So I would be locked in for that, and I'll be locked in for this match as well. And Liv and Dom going to get their first little honeymoon win together.
Not a honeymoon win. Yeah, unfortunately. I give credit where it's due. Parthy kind of has this nailed down. Definitely expecting a riptide to Dom. And then I think through some shenanigans, like Liv low blow on Damian and then like a roll up on Rhea or something. Just some like thing where they escape with the win. Or even crazier, like Dom then like, or Liv puts Dom on top of Damian or something just because to keep like playing the story that she's kind of helping him along in every phase. So this will be an annoying win for Dom and Liv, but ultimately a Bad Blood. They'll get their revenge. All right. Speaking of revenge, in the revenge tour that never ends, this yada yada, this guy that nobody should care about, but everyone cares about more than they ever do. CM Punk versus DM Hunk in the strap match in Berlin. I'll kick it off. Obviously, this is CM Punk. Like, there's some nonsense. I don't know how it's going to be, but DM Hunk will put him over because it's good for money and it'll make CM Punk look good before he gets to stomp him out one last time at Bad Blood. So I got CM Punk in this match.
Yeah, CM Punk going overseas. He's over like a rover in the U.S. and then you go to these international crowds.
And they're giving him their babies.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I think you cut out. Either you mute monster yourself or you cut out.
What?
Oh, now I hear you.
Yeah, okay. Jesus. He's Taylor Swift for men, in his own words. He's the equivalent of Jesus when WWE goes overseas. He could probably part the sea if he wanted to. This is just this feud is still going on because this is an excuse to give Punk a win at a hot crowd like one in Berlin, and they'll probably go on to Bad Blood themselves. Speaking of all, now that we break all these matches down, you guys are right when it seems like a lot of these will just lead to Bad Blood. I think this is another one of them. And if Punk ends up fighting McIntyre in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood, he just adds to his list of hypocritical shit that he's gone back on his word for. So
that's not true. That's not true at all. He said he didn't want the first match to be in a Hell in a Cell.
He said, "Get that stupid like children's type match
Yes.
out of here."
Yes, for the first match of a feud.
So that means that he thinks of it differently later in the feud after he called it.
He said he wants to build to those type of things.
Children's match. He thinks differently of it later in the feud. I rest my case.
Rob, we're old, we're tired, we're hurt, and we work with effing children. You know what I mean?
Rob isn't even close to that.
I'm thinking of these two
years.
as
You fucking mark!
God, these two over here in this fucking corner. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, Rob, hurtful after Cleveland, Rob.
I could
Hurtful.
probably hit a buckshot lariat. Is all.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I mean, I'll tell him to his face. He tells him all the time.
I'll tell you when you're telling lies.
It's always good to get a callback to like when CM Punk was truly performing on a weekly basis back in AEW.
Yeah,
2021 to 2022, that was sick. That was sick.
Colliders stand up.
Yeah, that was sick.
And, I mean, I would tell Punk to his face, but clearly I don't even need to say anything to provoke him to get put in a choke.
Yeah, and like where even is CM Punk's face nowadays? Is it under the ring? Is it like back like in the crowd, like ready to attack? Like, I mean, he's not a ring guy anymore. He's just not a ring guy.
Yeah, he
All right, well, I got something for you two.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Punk isn't going anywhere, and this feud isn't going anywhere, and he's going to that Hell in a Cell match because that's what he said he was going to do. Well, not what he said he was going to do. What he said he didn't want to do in the first match. He never said he didn't want to build to one. So here we got Punk going to win. We're going to have some shenanigans. It's going to be brutal. Someone's going to touch those four corners, and we're going to move on to Bad Blood in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, you gotta touch all four corners. It's the dumbest. It's like how can we get Punk a win without actually having him like win something?
I've seen a strap match
Basically, like,
live,
they wanna
and I
do,
didn't even know that. It's crazy.
Yeah, you're probably at concessions.
It was Daniel Bryan and Ricky.
That match did you see live?
It was Bryan Danielson and Ricky Starks at All Out 2023. Great match. I just don't remember the winning rendition being a four corner.
It's old school rules.
Well, yeah, but this is tired out here.
Punk likes to think he loves his old school shit.
Does
Bryan Danielson, there's a performer who like really like puts everything into it. Like he's not like, oh, I'm gonna hide under the ring. Like, oh, I'm gonna like attack you at a pay-per-view. Like he puts his whole thing.
When he says he's gonna kick someone's fucking head in, he kicks their fucking
true.
head in.
Yeah. Doesn't get worked up over a bracelet.
Yeah.
Shut up while I'm conducting business.
Who's
let
conducting?
Ali
business?
talk, man. It's his turn.
All right. Go ahead,
That's
Ali.
fair,
Sorry,
that's
didn't
fair.
mean to interrupt
That's
you
fair,
with all the
that's fair.
facts.
Well, honestly, I literally, while you guys were talking, I was like, this is tired out. CM Punk's winning next.
McAdoo, what do you got?
Why we need 10 words maybe. CM Punk wins and continue the feud. Why? That's all he needs to be said.
Parthy, your boy? Is he gonna
Well,
get
first, let me say, when I hear Slick saying about, I can hit a buckshot lariat.
I have never heard so many lies in my entire life other than when I was saying them.
You guys have way too much fun with that shit.
Are you saying you lied?
CM Punk's favorite wrestler was Roddy Piper. He loves telling
Yeah, because
lies.
they're both awesome.
We
But
gotta
CM Punk's winning. Let's move on.
a buckshot?
I can definitely do a buckshot.
He can do a buckshot.
That's cap. Totally cap. That means lie.
Accusations.
That was a good one.
Need that clip. The accusations.
False.
All right, let's.
Accusations.
We're all. It's just clean sweep. Let's move on.
Fair enough. Well said.
All right. We have got
This,
one match
is this
left.
the main event?
Yeah, this is it. Like the main event. Gunther versus Randy Orton. I think we're gonna see everything from Randy Orton. I think he's gonna throw the absolute woodshed at Gunther. I think we're gonna see everything on the outside. Someone's going through a table on this match specifically. With that said, Gunther's gonna retain. Massive pop. It's gonna be like the Emperor walking into Rome when he walks into that arena. Uber Arena. Gunther gets the win.
Yeah, as much as I want Randy to win this match, it's just not going to happen. I know Partham was yelling at me because I said Randy like has a chance of winning this, But at the end of the day, he's right. Gunther's just not going to lose the first title defense of his reign
in Germany.
In Germany, whether it be Legend Killer or not. I think over under, I'm going to set the RKO count at like 3.5, and I'm probably going to go over. I could expect like 4 to 5 RKOs, not all with a follow-up pin right away.
If Gunther survives 5 RKOs, he's instantly on like Reigns level. That's all I'm saying. Peak Reigns was not surviving 4 to 5 RKOs.
I don't think it's out of the picture. And you said tables broken.
I think we could see an RKO through a table as Gunther's like setting him up or something.
I think we could totally
that could take time.
Yeah, I hope it's not the German announce table.
I think the announce table gets broken. You know they have the international commentators. They love to break those desks. We're gonna get one of those for that Berlin crowd. Maybe RKO through that announce desk. But Gunther retains, and Randy, you gotta pick your spots with where you go with Randy from here after he loses this match. You gotta have Randy coming out of this match still looking great, which is pretty easy to do with a legend like Randy Orton. But yeah, you got to be careful because you ultimately do want to get him versus Cena on that farewell tour and versus Cody for that title at some point. But Gunther is going to come out with the belt like he walked in with, but this is probably going to steal the show, this match.
Yeah, this is going to be a banger. And before that, there's going to be bangers before that. But this is a banger, and I hope that there's plenty of Ubers outside Uber Arena after the city of Berlin celebrates Gunther retaining.
Uber.
Nah, Gunther's definitely winning. But I think out of all these matches, other than maybe the women's tag match, this one is more like there's just the slightest. You never can count Randy out. You never can. He's always going to be a contender no matter what. But like Gunther's winning. Like Gunther is winning. But there's always 5 RKOs happen. I'll start asking questions. I'm gonna be like,
I mean, dude, if that 5th RKO happens, we're all gonna be going nuts.
The thing is, like, anytime Randy comes
you're
out,
Michael Cole saying it now. A 5th RKO from Orton.
What's the most RKOs on record that someone's ever kicked out of? It has to be 2.
no, there's no way.
Maybe Cena 3 one time.
Well, here's the thing. Anytime Randy
What
comes
about,
out
like,
now,
the
there
Roode?
has to be an RKO because it's just fan service at this point. So, like, you're definitely getting an RKO.
There could be 5. Like, you don't have to follow up with a pin. Like, there could be like 2 outside the ring.
If you're gonna do this, then what's gonna happen? Because you'd have to get so many throughout the match. Is they'll do like one like almost right out of the gate. Like they'll be hitting each other, and then Randy will just hit one real quick, and it won't even be a 2 count. Like, and then Mike will be like, RKO, and not even a 2 count.
I did kind of jump the gun with 5.
5 is insane.
Yeah.
Well, but if there are 5, then I'll start asking questions.
Of course. Yeah, as you should.
As anyone should.
If 5 RKOs get hit, we might have a new champion at the end of this card. McAdoo, what do you think?
I have Gunther winning and the RKO count at 3. I think you're just going to get under. I think you're not going to have Gunther, the ring general, lose in his home country where he's been waiting for how long to be on the main card and come here. And it's just not happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is a foregone conclusion. Do you guys know what the odds are for both Randy and Gunther in this match? Gunther is minus 5,000. Randy's like maybe plus 1,200. I mean,
I would dabble on Randy.
I can see 1, maybe 2 RKOs that Gunther kicks out of. Like the first one being one where Randy's like so exhausted that he has to crawl into the pin and it's a delayed pin, and maybe a second one where he instantly pins him and then Gunther powers out of that just when you think that that's the one that's going to do it.
Yes.
But I think Gunther's ultimately going to prevail in this one.
Yeah, I mean, this crowd is going to be raucous when Gunther gets that 3. And there's something, man, about that entrance, that aura.
Yeah.
It's really
That bass is insane. You even on TV and even like listening to your car, when you listen to it at a stadium bass, it's like insane. It was Final Boss music before Final Boss existed.
Wait, but Solo's entrance hit so hard.
Yeah, but on the flip side, I would say that was the lighting. Like,
I think that one hit more during SmackDown than it did at SummerSlam.
That one hit the arena hard for sure. Yeah.
At SummerSlam,
I'm taking it all.
Bad. But then when I saw it live, I was like, "Oh, like
no, the lights were coming like right at me. I was intimidated. I thought Solo was about to take my lunch.
It was the song. Even the song sounded so much better. Like it sounded more badass. It had that like I'm gonna fuck you up energy, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is what we're getting into."
On TV,
PG, brother.
Really? Are we PG? I don't think we are.
no, dude.
As far as entrances and ring introductions go, now that Kaiser's back in the fold and we already saw him on SmackDown, how hard is his intro of Gunther going to hit at this PLE? We already saw how over Kaiser is, for crying out loud.
He could probably just let the crowd do it, and it would be fucking.
Oh, they'll sing it along with him.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is gonna be great. Gunther getting the homecoming he deserves, rightfully so. I mean, he's come a long way from Walter.
But he's Austrian, isn't he?
Yeah, he's close enough.
Yeah, separated.
It's like if you're from Wales and they have the pay-per-view in England or vice versa, same difference.
Yeah, bruv.
All right, boys. Well, let's strap in. What, about 100 minutes away here from Bash in Berlin? Any final thoughts before we sign off?
Woo! I'm excited.
College football
is an elite theme song for this pay-per-view. Just PLE, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay. Oh, and Rob, you mentioned college football. Do you have a pick for today?
It
doesn't matter if you have a pick for today, because this is the show where it's not wrestling with your conscience. It's not wrestling with your budget. It is wrestling with emotion.
Yeet.